What's up, Raiders? Bionic here. Welcome to today's Raid Shadow Legends video, where we are finally going to start talking about the Doom Tower, how to prepare, how I'm going to help you guys be better prepared, and how I am also going to report in on the teams that you could be using, some of the best teams that we're going to see, and so on, right? So we do have some information as to what we can expect. Part of it is from this post right here. We also got a video not too long ago, so I'm going to go over that real quick first, but then I'm going to show you guys a spreadsheet with a lot of information on which kind of teams I'm starting to build. And hopefully that is going to help you guys be better prepared for this, because let's face it, this is the next big aspect of the game, and you want to farm this because you have access to very unique sets, right? And some new legendary champions. So I'm thinking the meta is going to change around this. Therefore, you gotta put in your best effort, and if you are prepared, you're going to have an easier time getting these new champions, these new sets, the whole thing, right? So what we know for now is that we have 12 boss floors and then 12 secret rooms. You have normal and you have hard. So in my spreadsheet, what I did for you guys, it's kind of empty right now, but like bear with me, is I mapped it out for, let's say, the first month, because this is going to be on a rotation. So every month you're gonna have to come back, and much like my fragment calendar or my fusion potions or whatever spreadsheets that I make for you guys, I'm gonna update this for you guys. Okay, so what we're going to cover today is a little bit more of the secret rooms, because this we have the information on. We know which first 12 secret rooms we're going to get. One is going to be all rares: Banner Lords, Attack, Magic, Epic, Spirit, Skinwalkers, HP, Dwarves, Force, Sacred Order, and then Void. All right, so I started mapping out my own champions. But don't forget, I'm the guy that focuses on accessible champions first. Therefore, this is probably a little bit more relatable for you guys, the average player, than perhaps, let's say, some of the other content creators, right? Of course, there's better teams. There's going to be a lot faster teams with better champions, but chances are you don't have all of those, and same for me. So I'm going to try and work with the most accessible ones first, okay? We also have this little bit of information right here. Let me bring it over for you guys, which was the original video that we got from Plarium, basically showing sort of like the normal to boss, okay? So like we see Sorath the spider here, and then as it goes up, we see like the other spider called Aether or whatever, I believe. I forget the exact name. Another boss there right now. So for now, unfortunately, we don't have the information on which one's going to be first. We do have some data mined information. I'm not going to cover that because I'm not entirely sure it's official. But like once we know exactly how it is going to be, sort of like this, where you're climbing your first 5 levels, then you would have your boss level. But this secret room, this is the only thing, the only guarantee that we have for right now. So like I said, we're gonna focus on this one today, and then every day or whatever, I'm going to make an updated video of, let's say, the next secret room and sort of what I've come up with. All right, so for the first secret room, again, not boss room, because I don't know the order of the bosses yet. We're not entirely sure of the kits, but the rares. Secret room, all rares on normal. This is not even hard. We don't know what hard is going to be, so that is hopefully going to come relatively soon. So let's start with a couple champions in here. Obviously, apothecary. If you don't have an apothecary by now, perhaps you're a little bit newer, but if you do, apothecary is pretty much a must in any of the rare teams nowadays, right? And you'll also notice that I sort of like broke them down into certain champion types. Why? Because I'm always going to try and approach this as a balanced build first. But for example, if you get all attack champions, you can't have a balanced build. You're gonna have to go in glass cannon and then hope that you can nuke your way through all the waves without dying. So this is somewhat to be used, right? But it might also change depending on what kind of like conditions we have. But for apothecary as a heal, support, reviver, whatever, he kind of fits in that category. I think he's fantastic. Hopefully you have one on your account. If you don't, at some point you're gonna get one. He's super accessible. I still use mine for the Fire Knight. He is built with full speed ahead. The total stats are not that crazy, but like they're good enough, and I think he's definitely going to be in my team. Then we're gonna have another heal, support, reviver. Just because sometimes maybe it's a little bit harder to build a team that's really offensive, so you want to be on the safe side, so you would go with 2 of those. So right now I have 2 options for you guys. I'm going to say Valerie, which is the most accessible champion, or one of the most accessible, because she's on the chapter 1. So I have one built for Faction Wars, probably going to put her in there. She's level 60. All the skills are done and the masteries are done. I also gave you guys the example of Reliquary Tender, but that's a void rare. So you perhaps do not have Reliquary Tender right now, but she would kind of fill that same role. All her skills are done on this one. Masteries are not done, however. Okay, so I'm going to start with Valerie, and if it's not enough with the Apothecary and Valerie, then I might just, try Reliquary Tender instead. Then we go on to a debuffer. I still believe that we're going to need sort of like that AoE decreased defense, right? One of the first ones that comes to mind, War Maiden. We all have access to her. She is farmable in the campaign. She is built on my account. She has masteries done. All the skills are done, and she's also sort of like full speed ahead, but that's because I only use her as a debuffer in the Dragon Dungeon and Faction Wars. She also has a good damage potential if you can increase her offensive stats, but if that doesn't work, or if you have access to Bellower and you perhaps want a little bit more crowd control, a stun set Bellower is also a great way to go. You know you can control those waves with almost just a Bellower, not only the stun set, but like with his this skill right here, decrease speed, and then this one right here with the block cooldown skills. This is pretty solid. Okay, so a great champion. Mine is fully built. Here are the masteries for mine. Then we're going to go on to your damage dealers, which can also be crowd control champions at the same time. It's as simple as putting a stun set on a Cold Heart. I've done that before. I even put a stun set on one of my starter champions before, which was Athel, right, for the Sacred Order faction, so you could easily do that. So I'm going to say that your first 2 options would be exactly that. 2 starter champions. I have Athel, which is built. I do have a Kale, which is sitting here in the vault, but because I had too many Dark Elves built on my account, I kind of took him apart and put him away for the time being. But still, if you have 2 of these guys, that is a great start. And chances are, if you have a Kale, he's probably maxed out, mastery's done. So you can try and put this guy in a stun set, or you can just go maybe in lifesteal if you're lacking support. Same thing with the Thel here. Mine is in lifesteal because my Sacred Order was lacking a little bit more sustainability. Therefore, I went with lifesteal. So I'm not going to re-gear my champions now. I'm going to hope that I can work with whatever I have already. But still, 2 starter champions would be amazing. And then, of course, we would have also 2 Cold Hearts. They are built on my account. I use them all the time. They're not in a stun set, but they could easily fill that role of being those damage dealers. However, depending on how the waves are going to work, maybe enemy max HP single target is a waste. Maybe that's not what you want. Maybe what you want is just literally 2 nukers to nuke those waves. We don't exactly know how this is going to work. Is it going to be 2 waves and then sort of like another mini boss? Probably not. I'm thinking it's going to be like 3 waves, sort of like the regular Faction Wars. He's not like, and the actual bosses for the regular rooms are going to be the ones with the bosses we've been seeing, right? But still, we don't exactly know. But overall, I think this is a decent approach for most players. But I want to know what you guys think about all this. Do you have these champions ready to go? What have you come up with for your initial all rares team for normal secret room 1? And like I said, in the next videos, I'm going to cover the other teams. And as I get more information, I'm going to fill this up for you guys. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell and you tune in for the following videos so that I can help you guys better complete the Doom Tower, and so hopefully you get access to these new legendary champions. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will catch you later.